I put together a crazy parlay with juicy odds of 15.8 from two events. Let's break it down. First event, Arsenal vs Sporting. And here I found a very interesting pick because at first glance, it looks like Arsenal should comfortably close this game at home and get the win on pure class. But if you dig deeper, a more careful and pragmatic scenario appears, where everything will be decided through control and a minimal margin on the scoreboard. I'll start with Arsenal because the tempo of the game depends on them. Look, the team has clearly dipped in the terms of results. 3 losses in 4 matches, and that's not random, it's a sign of physical and emotional fatigue. Plus there is pressure from competing for trophies, and in moments like this Arteta usually switches to a very pragmatic mode, where the result matters more than entertainment. We have already seen this against Bayern, Chelsea and Everton, where they just suffocated the game and got the job done without unnecessary risk. Also, there is a match against Manchester City coming up, and that's another reason why Arsenal will not go all out and turn this into a shootout. Buddy, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post match analysis every day and I always try to keep my subscribers in profit. I'm also always open to fair criticism and you well-argued picks in the comments. I read everything. Thanks for the support, let's keep going. Now let's go over Sporting, because the situation here is also interesting. The team is flexible and can adapt, but the key point is, they need to come back, which means they'll have to open up. And that's where the problem starts, because playing open football against Arsenal at the Emirates is almost always a death sentence, especially considering how well the English side operates on counterattacks and set pieces. At the same time, it's important that Sporting are not a team that collapses easily, and they can keep their structure, so a blowout is unlikely. If we put everything together, we get a very clear picture. Arsenal will control the game, they will not take unnecessary risks, most likely score their 1 or 2 goals and try to close the match as efficiently as possible. Sporting, on the other hand, will have to try to create something, but breaking this defense will be extremely difficult. So my main pick here, under 3.5 goals in the parlay, because even in a pragmatic scenario, we are unlikely to see a lot of goals. With the risk, I take Arsenal -1 as a single, because if they convert their chances, they can win comfortably. And for the wild parlay, Arsenal win plus under 2.5 at 3.55. Guys, here's my Telegram and my stats. I work as transparently and honestly as possible. I even pay taxes as an individual entrepreneur. I am one of the few in this space who actually works openly and fairly. The link is in the description below. Second event, Bayern vs Real Madrid. And here I found a very interesting pick, because at first glance it looks like Bayern, after winning the first leg, should calmly close this game at home. But if you dig deeper, a scenario appears where Real not only compete, but impose their style and make the match very open. I'll start with Bayern, because right now they really look like a machine. 105 goals in the league is total domination, and even with rotation they comfortably beat opponents. But we shouldn't forget a key point. Their defense. Despite all their attacking power, they are far from perfect at the back. This is clearly shown by just 2 clean sheets in 30 home matches, a direct signal that against a team like Real, they are very likely to concede. Plus in the first leg we already saw that once the pressure dropped, they started giving space, and Real immediately took advantage of it. Now let's move to Madrid, and here the logic is very clear. They have nothing to lose. The league is almost gone, but the Champions League is their last chance to save the season, so there will be no caution. The team will push forward and take risks. That's key, because even under Bayern pressure, they were creating chances, and when space opened up, they created even more. Another important point, Real consistently score away from home. They've scored at least 2 goals in 8 of their last 11 matches, including against City, Barcelona and Athletic. That shows they can find goals even against top teams. Also, Bayern play a high line and leave space, which perfectly suits Real style with Vinicius and Mbappe. If we put everything together, the picture is very clear. Bayern will press and create chances, Real will respond with quick attacks, and the game will go end-to-end with goals on both sides. So my main pick, Real Madrid over 1 goal in the parlay, because at least 1 goal from them looks very reliable. With the risk, I take Real plus 1.5, because even if Bayern win, a blowout is not that obvious. And for the wild parlay, 1-2 plus BTTS with 2+ goals at odds 4.45.